To find the first odd couple in the countdown, you need to venture into the waters of the Pacific. This is the home of a fish called the snapper. In the 1980s, two scientists discovered that it's formed a bizarre relationship with a small crustacean. Very little is known about this strange animal, and it's never been filmed because the action takes place in the snapper's mouth. This snapper has no tongue. Instead, it has a tongue biter. This is the only known example where a parasite actually replaces the body organ it destroys. So think yourself lucky that the tongue biter only lives in fish. Imagine what it would be like if a tongue biter decided to live inside your mouth. It would grab hold of your tongue with its strong back legs. Then it would suck so much blood that your tongue would totally disintegrate. Some researchers have suggested that the crustacean may act as a replacement for your tongue, helping you swallow food so that you'd stay alive while the tongue biter feeds. If you think that having something living inside your mouth sounds truly disgusting, take a close look at your tongue. It's already home to more than 300 species of bacteria. Fortunately, the majority actually help us by fighting infection. And while the tongue biter also helps the snapper to swallow its food, it's thought that once the parasitic crustacean dies, so does its host. It's a one-sided relationship, which is why this odd couple is only number 10 in the countdown. Coming up are associations where both partners benefit, even though their dangerous liaison may put their lives at risk.
Number 9.
The bottom of a European pond is a strange place to find a fertility aid. But then, a freshwater mussel is the perfect reproductive accessory for a fish called the bitterling. That's because this male uses the shellfish as a partner to help lure a female. He dances around it, getting it used to his presence so that it doesn't automatically close up its shell when he gets too close. Then the fish dances to attract a female, but she's only got eyes for his mussel. She's careful to choose a shellfish that filters lots of water, because a well-ventilated mussel is important when you want to use it as a nursery. She uses that long tube to deposit her eggs inside the mussel. The male follows close behind and fertilizes them. The fish and shellfish are number 9 in the countdown because the bitterling uses the mussel as a high-security incubator. The shellfish maintains a steady flow of well-oxygenated water for the fish's eggs to develop in. After about 2 weeks inside their strange nursery, hundreds of baby bitterlings leave home. But the mussel wouldn't be the first surrogate mother to take on the kids of an entirely different species. There are stories of human children being raised by wolves, and the most famous comes from ancient Rome. The twin brothers Romulus and Remus had been condemned to die in the wilderness when their cries attracted a she-wolf. She didn't eat them, but nursed them. Romulus and Remus survived and went on to found the city of Rome. 50 years ago, this girl was also raised by wolves. During World War II, Misha Di Fonseca lost her parents when only 7 years old. She wandered for years through the forests of war-torn Europe. Misha claims that she survived by becoming a two-legged wolf pup. So what was it like living with a family of supposedly ferocious killers?
As long as I was with them, I feel safe. And I love to be with animals. They are my family. The feeling to be in a family who loves their children and who respect each other, that was so enjoyable, and also to feel again with a family that I don't have.
Misha says that she had lots of difficulty learning how to fit back into human society after her time with the wolves. But the relationship between the bitterling and the mussel is far less compassionate. They're only number 9 in the countdown because the clam doesn't really get involved in the relationship. The bitterling does most of the work and gains all the rewards. The hermit crab lives inside empty shells of mollusks. It's prime real estate because it's relatively light and provides protection from intruders. That's because there are plenty of things in the sea keeping an eye on a crab. Unfortunately, the octopus is an expert at breaking and entering. The shell wasn't enough protection for this crab. That's why some hermit crabs go hunting for a housemate that can act as a security guard. The sea anemone's tentacles are covered with deadly stinging cells for attack and defense. But convincing a bodyguard to shift into a new house isn't easy. The crab has to carefully tickle the anemone's bottom to make it relax. Only then can it be coaxed into moving onto the crab's shell. There are advantages for the anemone if it moves onto the crab's mobile home. Often it has a room to itself, and it gets to feed on the crab's leftovers. But researchers have found that the more anemone bodyguards a crab has on its shell, the greater its chances of surviving an attack. So will 3 anemones be enough to deter an octopus? This odd couple is definitely not flavor of the month for an octopus. But neither animal has to work hard to maintain the relationship. Unlike contenders coming up in the countdown, they have to be totally committed to their partner or they'll die.